good afternoon to you, and welcome to another episode of the Young Voices Forum. So, in recent times, we understand that a lot of students have been home because the lecturers have been on strike. I know that there are deliberations ongoing. Some are in school, and some are still not in school. But today, our topic for discussion is the strikes in the education sector. What can students do whilst they are waiting to go back to school? So I have this amazing panel in the house today. I have Sharifa, I have Radia, and I have Samuel. So we are going to have a conversation around what are some of the things that we can do before school fully resumes, or in the, if strike happens, what are some of the things that we can do? So welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming.
You're welcome.
I see that the strike has been very good to you people. Show me the way.
Really?
Show me the way. All right. So let's start with the strike. Where were you? Like, how did you feel when the strike happened?
So for me, I didn't feel happy at all because I knew we were going to miss lectures and get to learn from the lectures.
Okay.
I didn't actually feel happy, especially when it was more than 3 weeks. Initially, I was thinking it was the normal strikes that we go like 2 to 3 weeks, but it's extended 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 7 good weeks before we went back to school. So I wasn't really happy at all.
Oh, okay. Right there.
So, whenever students hear anything that means you're staying home, you're happy. So I was happy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I was happy, and I thought it would just be a week.
Yeah.
And then I got home. It took a week, 2, 3. I was losing my mind. I was praying that we go back to school, and still nothing was being done about it, and I missed school.
Okay, so you were happy at first, and then when it's yesterday, you're like, nah, this is not what I signed up. This is not what I signed up for.
Yes.
Okay, so outside that, with your friends, what were some of the reactions you got from, friends and people around?
Well, you'd always hear rumors. The strike, they say they are coming back, the strike is being called off. You see fake documents and you are happy, but you never really hear anything in the news. Then you know that nothing is being done about it.
Oh, okay. But I am trying to understand how your friends felt about it. Did you think that like there was happiness around? Students, you have a lot of friends. Did you think that there was happiness around, or everybody was just sad?
Not everybody was sad. Some people enjoy home. The friends I have, some that have extracurricular activities in school, they really missed school. And some even stayed back. Some refused to go home because they were so hopeful that something is going to be done about it soon.
Okay.
A lot of people stayed back on campus, a lot of my friends.
Okay.
But I was at home, and eventually, even some of my friends were in the southern parts.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually they left.
Okay.
They had to go back home because they said they were just back on campus eating their food. They were running out of food, gas, so they had to leave.
Okay. So your school, have they resumed?
Yes.
When
Temporarily.
did they resume?
This week.
Okay, so I bet.
Lectures started on Monday.
Oh, okay. All right, Sharifa.
Yeah.
What was the reaction of your friends to you?
Some of them weren't actually happy. They felt bored. They were just bored. Other people who were into entrepreneurial businesses were actually happy because they were going around their business.
Mm-hmm.
They felt like once the strike is on, so maybe they could continue with their work, and they actually made something out of their businesses. To others who were not happy as well, had to do something else to engage themselves instead of just being in their house.
Okay.
Yeah, so some of them weren't happy as well.
Okay. Samuel, you are no longer in school, but I mean, Ghana, we are not new to strike. If you schooled in Ghana, you definitely know that. Well, at one point in time, there's always going to be a strike in the educational system. Yeah. So, like, how does striking make you feel? Like, when you were a student, how did it make you feel?
Okay, actually, I was privileged not to go to a public university.
Okay.
I went to a private university, so I didn't really experience this strike-like thing. But what I can say is that I think when I was in school at the university, I had friends who were also in the public universities and all that. And whenever maybe there's strike or maybe they don't have lectures and all that, some of them try to find various ways to keep themselves busy, like various productive ways to keep themselves busy. As you said, those who are entrepreneurs, they find ways to make extra money to keep themselves busy and all that. And some also try to find ways to learn new skills, because gradually the world is moving from the certificates or like the book way into more of the skills that you have. Okay, because sometimes you might go and okay, I want to get this job, I've heard of this job, I want to apply for it and all that. It's no longer they just looking at your qualifications, it's more based on your skills. So I found out that most of my colleagues, including myself, even though we didn't have any strike, just go online, learn something to at least add up to your skills, build your career and all that.
So, Radia, you were at home during the strike. The period at home, what did you do?
For majority of that period, I was thinking of starting an internship.
Okay.
And I didn't want the internship to be short. I was scared I might start and then the next day they call off the strike. So I was always hesitating. Then surprisingly, when I decided to start the internship, after a week, they suspended the strike.
Okay. So, like, how long have you been at home? Like, were you at home for the period of the
7 weeks.
strike? Okay. 7 weeks.
Around 7 weeks.
Around 7 weeks. So you kept hesitating every week.
Every week.
Every week.
And I went to campus, took my clothes, a lot of my, like, literally packed home to immerse myself in the strike fully. Then the following week they called it off.
Sorry, so sorry about that. Sharifa, what did you do?
What I did was that I knew they wouldn't become, because this week you hear that they are calling up the strike. Next week they are going back, they are calling up the strike. So I decided to engage myself by attending programs.
Okay.
Yes, so as part of that, for me, I always say that as a student, it's very good that you attach yourself to an organization or a program, so that if there's anything like this, you don't just sit home idle. At least you should engage yourself, find yourself, like keep yourself busy, like find yourself. So sometimes I visit the library to learn, and I also, with the course line that was given to us, the things that I do not understand, I always make sure that I call my seniors and ask them, also, this particular thing, what is it? How did you go about it when you were in that level?
Okay.
And so, or probably whatever they want to guide you on or tell you on, then you take it from there. You could also visit the library, like I said. You had friends, you could make group discussions, you call your friends. So what are you doing during the strike? I mean, let's do this. Let's set a date and a day, then we meet and discuss this particular thing. I mean, the course lines were given out, so
that's what you did.
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to limit the scope to what
so
you did.
basically, I kept myself busy by visiting the library, also finding out from some of my seniors how they went through about their coursework when they were at my level.
Okay. So would you say the strike affected, you've also resumed, right?
Yes.
Okay. So would you say the strike affected your studies or academic work?
Yes, of course it has. Let's say, for instance, the UDS runs the third trimester program. So we know that COVID has already come to
Disrupt the system,
the academic system. So coming back in somewhere October with the hope that by in March you probably will end the first trimester, which the strike came in. So literally it has come to pull out or stretch the academic system, making it fragile. Like you won't be able to end the first trimester this March. So it means that we have 3 weeks to go through. And now, like I personally used to attend lectures 3 times a week, but now it's 5 days, the whole week. So it's like they are piling up things, making you to whatever they want, like you should be able to cover up a lot of things that we weren't able to. So it has come up to pile up things, making us learn even the more. This is what it has affected
so it
me.
means you are not getting a do-over, like you are continuing, sort of.
Yes.
Wow. So you have to cram everything,
yes,
and then write exams.
Yes.
Okay.
As it stands now, we have 3 weeks left, and we didn't really cover much before the strike came in. It means that there's pressure on the lecturers and on us. Because when they come and then let's say you have 2 days to revise your notes and other things. So now it's like it's not even up, because Monday to Friday you have lectures and you have to attend the lectures for them to cover up the course outlines. Otherwise you are still going to be lacking behind.
Wow. Radia, how about you?
At this point, it's obvious. Every student knows that they are not going to finish what they were supposed to do for their trimester. It's very obvious. As at now, we just returned from the strike, and some of us, some courses, we've started writing mid-trimester exams. We've not even covered the extent to which we were supposed to cover, but we are writing mid-trimester exams because the lecturers are speeding up. They want to be able to finish whatever they're supposed to do, and even the students want to know that the semester will end and that they won't be left hanging. So
okay, so if you just joined us, this is a Young Voices Forum, and today we are talking about what students can do in the midst of all of the strike going up and down. So you can also join us with your comments or your questions or submissions in the comments section, and then we would read them out when we have the time. Okay, so Ahmed Sali says, very educative program. Thank you very much, Ahmed. You can also share it so that other people can benefit from our discussion. Okay, so let's talk about some of the things that you can do whilst you are at home when strike happens. Let's get to that bit. So Samuel,
Yes.
I would want you to start that for us. What can one do if there is a strike and they are home and they want learning to continue?
Okay, all right. Currently, there are a whole lot of things that someone can do depending on your interest. So I think one is like, let's say for instance, if you're into business, like an entrepreneur, you can initiate your own business, start it and all that. But not just that. Now, literally everything is online. Okay, I actually have an IT background, so I feel like literally the world is just being run online now using the IT and just technology and all that. So you and maybe for instance, if you are into entrepreneurship, you can find ways that maybe you can promote your business, even sell online, do this and all that. Okay, and like a lot of people are just really underusing most of the gadgets that they have, like for instance their mobile phones, their laptops and all that. So like we have internet available, so all you need to do is just to go online. And Google is basically, I see Google, okay, like everyone actually knows that Google, you can just just a search engine and all that, but it's literally like a huge library, right? You just go there, look for every single information that you want and just easily get it. Okay, depending on how easily you can, let's say, search for it and all that. Okay, so just go on Google. Maybe I want to learn how to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this. Even YouTube, there are thousands or even millions of videos, like tutorial videos that you can just go and just like get it and just learn it on your own, right? Most of the things that, for instance, I learned and all that, they are basically just online because it's not just maybe, okay, like you go to school, you go to the university and all that. The lecturer will not have time to teach you every single thing. For instance, currently, most of the lecturers are just rushing to just complete their syllabus or whatever. Okay, so what you need to do is just at least try to learn new skills online because there are a whole lot of them. Okay, I just mentioned to just go on Google, the search engine, just type whatever you want to learn, or just go on YouTube. Right, those are the very easy ways to easily just maybe to keep yourself occupied and all that.
Okay, so let's be honest. So if let's say you are home
Yes.
from school, would you rather, that you are using the time that you have to, let's say, make money, or would you rather want to be learning? Sharifa?
You would want to make money in as much as you want to acquire knowledge. So if you are into something that is giving you the money, probably when you go back to school, that is what would help you throughout. So you need the money though, and you will need the knowledge as well. So I'm just saying that, but like, you need all. Oh, for me, so.
No. So pick one. Would you rather, like spend the time at home making money genuinely, of course? Like, would you rather, use that time that you're at home to make money, or would you just want to, learn?
For me, I would want to learn.
Okay.
I believe that once you acquire the knowledge and you are really serious about it, and then that will take you a long way.
Okay.
That's my perspective.
Okay. Right, yeah.
Well, I'd rather involve in something that keeps me busy, something I'm very interested in, even if it doesn't bring me money.
Okay. So that is why you talked about the internship bits.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. That's fine. So some still on the platforms. If I wanted to learn money making skills, which platform would I be looking at?
Okay, what was the name? They actually thousands of them. Okay. So as I said earlier, just go on Google, search for whatever that you want to learn, and you just get a website. You just get it and just learn it, or you just go on YouTube. Maybe you want to see how to make money, or like, for instance, you want to maybe how to set up a business, how to maybe learn how to code, how to learn how to even do graphic design, how to learn how to let's say, it's actually like endless. You can learn a whole lot of things. And one particular app that a lot of us use that we don't know that we can learn on is TikTok. I learned a lot of things on TikTok, depending on your interest. And TikTok actually has a filter. Okay, maybe I'm interested in cooking, I'm interested in business, I'm interested in technology, I'm interested in design, I'm interested in photography and all that. Okay, a lot of people just put maybe 30 seconds or a minute video there, right? And because the videos are short, they just make it very simple. Okay, these are the steps that you follow, and you can easily just follow them rather than watching maybe an hour video or 2 hours video to just learn something. Yes, like make everything so short, put it in a 30 seconds video or 1 minute video, and you can easily just get it and just move on.
Okay. So what about learning? Like courses, like are there particular sites that you can go for courses?
Yes.
Like
for instance, Udemy, right? It's an online platform. Even though some of the courses are sold, but they have free courses that you can just go and learn. Okay, and we also have Google Learning that you can just go and just type Google.learning, right? And you can get you can get thousands of courses for you to study, right? And with that one, it's filtered into, let's say, the categories that you want. For instance, we are interested in finance, you're interested in design, fashion, whatever they are that you're interested in, just go there and just get it and just take the course. And most of them also come with free certification. So after you complete it, you get a certificate.
Okay. Sharifa, what are some of the productive things that you think that students can do whilst they are waiting to go back to school in the event of a strike?
So, just like I said earlier, I am thinking that if it is about the knowledge you want, like if it is about learning, you should visit libraries, find out your course-related works, so try to research in-depthly about the courses. That way you are going to be ahead of your colleagues or even ahead of the lecturer when the lecturer comes back to teach. You could also engage yourself, like I mentioned earlier, find yourself in an organization. I mean, most of the things that we learn from the organizations, I mean, to be an intern, most of the things we learn from them are not learned in the classroom. Majority of them are not learned in the classroom. That's the only place you could learn that. So this is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, okay. Radia.
Like I was saying, I like things that engage me, things that are more practical and give you exposure. Even during the strike, some friends of mine in my class, they organized extra classes for themselves, and they pick people out of themselves that would teach certain courses during the strike. But I didn't join it. I felt like interning would bring me much more exposure and teach me a lot of other things that I would find interesting.
Okay. Than joining
Books.
the whole class thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So aside that, let's talk about how the people you were at home with felt. What was the toll it had on your parents? The whole strike thing.
They were worried because, you know, as a student, your life kind of revolves around your academic calendar. If you want to go on a vacation, you have to set it around the time the school will give you a break. If you want to do something, it has to be in line with your academic calendar. So the point that we went on a strike, our parents were worried. And some people even had rumors that when we go back to school, we would start all over again.
Okay.
They were worried.
Okay. Sam, you did not have that whole striking
No, I
experience here. Were you ever jealous of your friends in public unis that that they get to, you know? I mean, I am not going to lie. If when teachers are on strike, sometimes it's nice. I mean, it's kind of nice for the first 2 weeks because it's like it gives you some break from the whole hassle of going to class every day and all of that. So did it ever make you feel like, did you feel jealous, or you thought that they were actually, you know, missing out?
In a way, I did actually, but I was also thankful that some of my lecturers were not going on strike, because it's like going and being in school and maybe one of your, maybe a subject that you don't really like, the lecturer is not in, and you're like, hey, you're so happy and all that. But I was also kind of grateful that at least lectures were going on. I was having my normal classes. Everything was going on smoothly and all that. Okay, and maybe sometimes you might have, maybe you like at a point in the semester you maybe just want to, okay, I'm stressed, I just want to have a break from all this learning environment and all that. Yeah, so maybe once in a while you might feel a bit jealous that, okay, my colleagues are home and I'm here. There's so many assignments to do, this you have to do this, do that, and a whole lot of things. Yeah. So once in a while, I think I felt jealous just a bit and all that.
Oh, okay. So I remember I asked Radi and Sharifa a question. I did not get your answer to that particular one.
Yeah.
So for you two, would you, if you had ever experienced a strike, would you have preferred to, you know, make money, like use that time to do something that fetches you money, or would you want to, you know, learn?
Okay, I actually look at it long term, right? Because I'll look at something that will fetch me money, not just instantly, but fetch me money for, let's say, a very long period of time. So let's say I'll just, maybe try to learn a skill. And whilst I'm learning the skill, I'll look at the ways that the skill will fetch me money whilst I'm still learning it. So that's what basically I'll do.
Okay. But I think that everyone likes a bit of the education and a bit of yeah. I think that for me to I think that I would actually even prefer the whole internship bit, because I think that our educational system is structured in such a way that the practicals are very limited.
Yes.
It's a lot of chew and pour. It's a lot of theory. So if you do not get a place where you can explore the practical aspects of it, you complete school and then you come out, and then if you are you land a job, then you are struggling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because you are really struggling to get that. If we would be honest, you see the people we knew that did a lot of volunteering during their school time. It's kind of very easy for them to transition into the workplace. Yeah, but for the other people that just did totally schoolwork, strictly academic work, they get into the workspace and then they are struggling. So yeah, I think that if when strikes happen, students should look out for ways by which they can learn, real life experiences.
Exactly.
So you the internship bit, you learn something. By the time you are done with school and you come out, it's quite easy. And also the whole idea of building your CV.
Yeah, sure.
People just complete school and then they come out and they do not really have anything to put on their CV because they did absolutely nothing when they were in school. So they just have the schools they attended, probably the positions they held whilst they were in school, no working experiences. And as Samuel said, I think that's the educational the job market is constantly changing. Now we are still, in the era where people are looking at certificates and all of that. But I think that there is this shift that is going towards skills, what you can offer, what can you do, rather than which school you went to or what is the certificate that you are holding. So all of these are things that students need to take into consideration when some of these things happen. So if there is a strike, 7 whole weeks.
Yeah.
7 whole weeks. That is like
almost 2 months.
Almost 2 months.
Yes.
That is like a lot. Between then, there are a lot of things that one could have done. If you were doing an internship, that would have been like 2 months, almost 2 months of learning how to do something. If you were, running a business, that is almost 2 months of you, learning the nitty-gritties of businesses. So that maybe if you are done with school, it could fetch you money, or it could even fetch you money whilst you are still in school. If you were taking courses, that is almost 2 months of taking different courses. That would have enriched your mind. So yeah, I think that when strikes happen, students are supposed to, make good use of it. I mean, resting is important. I think that is why even at the basic level, when we go to school, we have break time. We have break time so that you can just release the stress. And looking at how our educational system is packed, it really leaves very little room for learning. Imagine Sharifa was saying she goes to right now, she has to go to campus 5 times in a week. So you learn this course, learn that course. Like, you cannot even catch your breath to learn like more, or you have to be prepared for the next course. So yeah, and when some of these things happen, I think that it's actually good that people take advantage of it. Students try to learn something new, something that would actually really benefit you in the long run.
And and also I think one thing a lot of us find difficult to do is learning new things. Because I remember early on today, I was speaking to a student and I was like, okay, he asked me, okay, how do we do this? I'm like, okay, I can teach you how to do it, but let me first link you to how I learned how to do it. So because initially I said, okay, I'll teach you how to do it, the student just relaxed. So I found out the solution, gave him the solution before I realized that, but I told you that I'm going to this how to do it. So I wanted to research and do it on your own. But because I said, okay, I'll do it and give you the answer first, he just relaxed and how to now wasn't. So I was like, okay, this is not the real way to learn. Okay, sometimes you have to be like curiosity, even though your skills, your whatever that you can do also counts and all that, but your curiosity is also so essential. If you are not curious enough, you won't want to learn. Yeah.
Yes.
So, cause like what's name, you have to be curious. Okay, how do I do this? This is this. Okay, like why is it so? Like how can I even improve it? How can I even learn more about it? Because most of the things that personally I've done and been able to do in my field and all that is basically out of curiosity. Because back in university, my lecturer was like, okay, whatever that we are learning now, by the time you finish your 4-year course to be a cake, you won't be able to use a lot of it after you graduate from university. So every single day, go online to learn something new. One of my professors would tell me that, okay, like in a day, if you're an IT guy and in a day you don't go online in a day, that means you're like about 10 years behind, just a day. So
Wow.
every single day, go online. So because of that, I've joined certain groups online, on Telegram, on WhatsApp, even on my social media platform. I mentioned TikTok. A lot of us go on TikTok to, even though it's a social media platform, to watch new trends, what this person, the new dance skills, new songs and all that. But it has also educational benefits. Okay, I think today I saw a video that if you're a student and you're struggling with a particular topic, just go online, type the topic like calculus and add plus PDF to give you all like this thing. You type cheat code for calculus or cheat code calculus or maybe whatever topic that you're struggling with. Just add cheat code to it and add the topic, then add plus PDF to it. It will give you like PDF files based on that particular topic, easy ways to answer questions on it, like ways that you can easily listen. And with that, a lecturer will not come to class, okay, this is how to do it. He just lecturing is just talking to people. You now have to now do your own research and all that. Yeah. So if you are not curious enough to do a research, we might go to school the 4 years, whatever and all that, and come out and like, okay, so what can you do? Nothing.
Yeah. So what can you do? Nothing. Hey, Radia, was it difficult for you to get an internship?
Well, no, it wasn't difficult because there are lots of places that could use an extra hand, so it wasn't difficult. For me, I did an internship, an attachment, about 2 months ago. That's level 200. I did an internship, and by the time I was done with the internship, I was exposed to so many things I thought I knew that I had no idea about. So when the strike happens, I think that's even the most affecting part of the strike, when you feel like, let me enjoy the period that they are not teaching, let me catch my breath, let me take a break. Before you realize it's 2 weeks, it's 3 weeks, then you feel like maybe they'll resume soon, so why should I bother myself to go into something again? Then time is just going, then you just decide to do it. Let me just do it anyways. So then probably when you go into it, then the strike comes back again.
Oh, okay. So Sharifa, the personal learning bits, was it difficult for you to like just learn on your own?
Yes, actually it was difficult. It was quite difficult because though you will read to get basic understanding, but you would need an extra push to understand it further.
Okay.
Yes, so it was actually difficult. Sometimes I would call someone, do you understand it? Do you understand? Oh, this is how I understand it. This is how. But in the broad aspects, you might not understand it the extent. How you should have understood it if a lecturer was the one that trained you, because you have no idea to the course itself. So reading on your own gives you basic understanding, but when the lecturer comes in to explain further, probably you get much more understanding to whatever you are reading.
Okay, so would it have been better if you had like a study group?
Yes, it would have been better if I had a study group.
Did you extend the invitation?
come in.
Did you extend the invitation for people to,
Actually, I had a friend that I started the group with, but he was also kind of busy there. So most of the times, yes, most of the times I read on my own.
Okay.
But I'm not really sure because it was just getting the idea
about it. So yeah, maybe a study group could have come in handy. Okay.
And also, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Also, talking about the study group and all that, during the COVID, the peak of the COVID and all that, a lot of us has to work online and whatever and all that.
Yeah.
And it was about, let's say, collaboration or being collaborative online and all that. So let's say, for instance, maybe you want to form a study group as a student, and maybe the one that you want to form the study group, or most of them are not even close to you and all that, or they have to travel long distance to come to you and all that. You can make good use of a lot of these online platforms like Google Classroom, or let's say some of these Google Doc, which is an online application. Right, and that one allows for collaboration, right? So you can, as far as you have a Google account, just go online, put maybe, for instance, you can put the notes there, or you can put the PowerPoint slide there, or maybe the PDF, whatever there online, and you can both work on it, read it, and it's real time. When you type something, it's as if you are sitting close to the person and doing your own thing and all that. So you can have the live video chat, or audio this thing, or the same way as you chat on your WhatsApp. You can chat over there and all that. And if you are complaining about maybe I don't have enough data, I don't have this and all that, I think these things aren't working because most of these telecommunications network had special bundles for students in the university. Right, and with that one, when you just do the short code, that's why I said, like, just go online, research on it. Okay, this particular telecommunication is having this special bundles for students only. So just go there, and I think one of them, you have to present your student ID.
Okay.
Yeah, so just giving your student ID number and get access to all these free online courses or whatever, like platforms for you to use, and just. You get, let's say, sorry, I was forgetting a bit. So you get all these bundles, maybe you want 10 gig or whatever in order. You get all these bundles at a very cheap price. Some of them might even come for free. Yeah, so just you can make use of all these collaborative tools. Yeah.
All right. So we are at the end of the program. So I will take your final words, then we can wrap up. Let me start with Samuel.
Okay, so I said something earlier on. In order to learn something, or in order to succeed in life and all that, okay, your skills count, but you being curious is key. Be curious enough to find, okay, I want to learn how to do this. Just be so curious about it, because that's what some of us, we see the wise do. They're like, why are you doing this? This and that's not, just sit at your comfort zone and all that. They always try to move out from their comfort zone just to find out, how is this thing working? Why is it working? Just because they are so curious about it. So be very curious about basically everything in life.
Okay. Sharifa.
So I would talk about being curious. Let your curiosity push you further. Let it push you to learn new things. I mean, it should motivate you. There's an adage that says that curiosity kills the cat, but for me, it doesn't kill the cat. It could rather save you from being killed.
The cat has 9 lives, so.
Yes. So I'm just saying that let it push you. Be curious enough to learn new things. That way, it broadens your horizon.
Okay, Radia.
Okay, so when a strike happens and the students, even though you miss extracurricular activities so much and you can't wait for school to resume, when you want to do something and you feel like, what if they resume very soon? What if they come back from this? Just do it. I lost 6 weeks doing nothing, hoping that time was not enough, only to realize that I had wasted 6 weeks. So whatever you want to do, just do it.
Okay, so this brings us to the end of today's discussion. We talked about some of the things that you can do if there is a strike in the education sector. You heard it all. Forming study groups would help with learning. There are online resources too, as Samuel mentioned, that you can make good use of. That is if your target is to learn something new. Radia talks about internships. They are pretty easy to get. There's not a lot of things that they'll teach you in the classroom. Otherwise, if you rely solely on the things that they are teaching you in the classroom, you get into the working world and then you are struggling. So if you have time, if a strike happens, that puts you at home. Be productive. Try and do something with the time. Learn something new before you go back to school. If it's even 2 weeks, use that 2 weeks to learn something new. Taking an online course, the most it would take is probably a week, but you probably get a certificate in it too, so you can use that time to also learn something. So a very big thank you to everyone that joined us today. Thank you very much for your comments and also for staying with us till this point. I want to say thank you to my guests, to Sharifa, Samuel, and Radia. They made the conversation what it was today. And also the big one to the technical team. As I say, without them, there will be no Young Voices Forum. So Arafat Abbas, Ahmed Amin, and Rashid, thank you very much for helping with the technical aspects. So until we come your way, same time next week, it is bye for now.
We are out, right?
So